Hello, hi guys, how are you? Jamboni saseni bonsoir. How are you doing? I hope you're good. You had a good day and you're having a nice evening. It's evening. I realized I wasn't able to shoot the video during the day. We had a lot of errands to run. We've started work again. We're doing it bit by bit as we see how the pandemic is taking us. And I believe you're doing fine. If you're not, just remember 2020 was not so favorable, but we are well. We crossed over safely. Let's push in the positive vibes, the good vibes, and just rock this year and say it can only get better. For me, I said it can only be better. 2021 can only be better. Believe me. Guys, let's be hopeful and let's rock this thing together. So just in case you don't know who I am, my name's Leah Mogore Ditman and my YouTube channel is Leah the Dream Cheese. So just in case you haven't subscribed, go click that button if you like it. Thumbs up if you don't. Thumbs down? No thumbs down. Let's do this thing with thumbs up. Let's keep the positive vibes. So guys, I'm back again and I'm going to be talking about the pros and the cons about having a food truck. A lot of people just see food truck and they think, oh wow, food on wheels, easy peasy. It's not easy peasy. Guys, I want to start with the cons. I think if I start with the cons, I'll be happy at the end when I'm smiling and saying, yeah, hey, just know what makes me happy. Guys, when I started this thing, the reason why I even got into the food truck industry is because if you've watched my video of how I started by delivering food to my company where I worked at the Devo Team. It's a software company. They develop, check them out, Devo Team Germany. Guys, I started like Fridays, guys order whatever you want. I sent emails and guys ordered food. I started with 10, they went to 20, 30. When they got to 40, the box was way too heavy. I couldn't carry it any longer. And because I was piling food, the food that was really done got always messed up and the sauce was all scattered in the box. Guys, it wasn't funny. And I thought, like, you have to make this a bit better. And I landed to the food truck thing. And guys, trust me, I'm not looking back. I even dream of another food truck very soon. Like, every time I'm thinking, what could I do better? That's how I got into this business. And it's been good. I've been loving it. But it also has its hardships, like the hard side of it. And this is exactly what I would like to share, because I believe there's somebody out there who might be thinking, if I had a food truck, maybe do a few meals and sell them, get my money. Of course you will, because if you cook, people eat. Why not? If you have the best location or a good location, why not? But guys, I want to tell you, when I got this truck, I never knew that anytime you want to drive, you have to put everything down. Like you have your things on the table, you are cooking, and then times come for you to leave. Guys, you have to put those things down. In our case, we still have another trailer that pulls our stuff. That means we have the food trucks and we have our transport truck, the one that we put all the stuff inside and it brings them then to the next destination. It doesn't matter for cleaning, because our concept is a bit different. I don't do fast food, we cook. Like, we take chicken, we put like paprika, onions, garlic, name it, and we cook from scratch. For the fast food people, it's a different story, and I think I envy them sometimes. I envy them. You know why? Because I've been to very many events, street food events, and I realized we usually start maybe at 8 o'clock, like me and my colleagues. Whereas people who do fast food like burgers and all this, they come like an hour before the event begins. And some of them even 30 minutes before. Yet we were there 4 hours before. You know why? Because their stuff is all done. They bought frozen stuff. They just have to put in the pan, in the oven, sell it. We don't do this. We cook right from scratch. You need to visit us one of these days, just in case you live around, and see what I'm talking about. We cook from scratch, and we have pots. That means for us to cook, we need the electric pots. These pots have to be cleaned. And how? They have to be cleaned, like really cleaned, like cleaning a pot. You know, when you do fast food, you put that thing in the oven. You can't take so much time, so much water doing an oven the same way you do pots. And we don't do one meal. We have a lot of menus. We have a lot of meals. You can check our website to see exactly what I'm talking about. And I came to realize doing food in the food truck has a task after the event. Like, when we close up, there is that part of cleaning. And guys, let me be very honest. Me, I'm very good at eating, but even selling. But when it comes to cleaning, I don't know. I just lose my... And I thank God for having helped me to realize that this is not something I like doing. And got people who could do this. They're happy to do it. Everybody has her own field, you know. You can't be everywhere. You can't have your cake and eat it, Amma. So I'm more of the cooking side. I love cooking faster than you can ever imagine. I cook really fast. But I want to let you guys know that anytime you have an event or anytime you're out there cooking for people, just remember, after that, you'll have to put all the things down. You'll have to get all the things cleaned, you know, and get your truck clean for the next day. It doesn't matter. The truck has to be clean the next day. And this is something that nobody prepared me for. Like when I had to move from A to B, the truck had to be clean. Everything in the truck had to be put down on the floor. Because how are you going to drive with everything? Like, it's like moving a table and it has stuff. Things will be breaking. We broke a lot. We made a lot of mistakes at the beginning that we don't do today. Like our second truck, the Jumbo, is really good. I love it because it has a lot of cupboards, a lot of, we can stuff our things inside, close them. The big 5 is more open. With that, every truck has its own way, but remember, whenever you want to move, you have to put all the stuff down. You have to secure them in any way. If you have like belts, you have to tie up the stuff, that the stuff stays stable while you're driving. And this I never knew. Another thing about food trucks, if you're doing street food and you're moving from one location to another, don't forget you can't be with your family every time. Like me last year, I was really away for many weekends. Remember, if you have a weekend, like some events are 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that means you have to be there by Thursday for you to be able to park your truck, because you need a lot of space to get yourself, because normally we're in a row and you can't just come and park. You need to get yourself in. That means you have to try as much as you can to get there on time. And don't forget, this is my dream. This is something that I chose to do. My husband is in it, but he's not always with me. I thank God, because normally he's left then behind, maybe with the kids and with our au pair, just trying to make sure that the family is running. And I'm with my workers out there. We sleep in, like we book hotels, Airbnb, whichever way, but we don't sleep at home. And this is something that you have to be aware about, that you'll not always have your loved ones with you. You'll not have that comfort. Of course, we sleep in comfortable places, but you'll not always have that comfort. If you're this person who loves to sing your kids lullaby before they go to bed, read them bedtime stories, you'll do them, but via video. We do this a lot, praying with them. Of course, it's not so bad. They know that we have to hustle. And what I like is that my kids know that from the word go, when I quit my job at Devo Team, they knew that it's not going to be very easy, but they knew that mommy loves this and they support me in one way or the other. They are never mad that I have to go. Of course, they'll be like, mommy, when are you coming back? Okay, it wasn't really extreme, but I was away for a couple of times. That means you'll be out of your comfort zone for some time. But I believe greatness and success begins right beyond your comfort zone. You have to go out a bit. You can't just live there, want to eat your buttered bread every day, seated like this, and want to live big. I don't know. You need to get out of your comfort zone just a bit, shake yourself, legeza kidogo, and change things, and this is exactly who I am about. I do this, I love it, I do it with a lot of fun, a lot of joy. Another thing about street food, you have to remember, guys, if you happen to take a loan for you to buy a food truck, you must be very smart. You know why? Remember, for you to be able to attend a certain event with your food truck, you have to pay for it. You have to pay like money for, it's like rent. We don't do rent because it's not a hotel or whatever restaurant, but you have to pay the event planners because they've planned the whole event. That means, let's assume maybe you take a food truck, you lease it, or you take a credit. Maybe you are paying like 500 euros a month. Don't forget, you have to pay the event planners, and sometimes for 3 days we pay like 700 euros. I want to take this moment even to thank Herr Winkler Weiterstadt for having given me that space to put one of our trucks, and I don't pay you no money. You don't believe how much you've helped me, especially during this pandemic. I'm so glad, I'm so happy. I can never thank you enough. The only thing that I can pray is that God will see you through, give you health and happiness with your family, that you live to enjoy his goodness in this land of the living. You've been you've held me, you got me, and I thank God for you. Guys, remember, for the food truck you have to pay. And for 3 days, we tend to pay like, it ranges between 590 and 720 for 3 days. If you have 2 days, it goes to around maybe 480 to 5, sometimes to 620. It depends on where, the location, how they advertise everything, how big the event is, it depends. So don't forget this. That means you'll be paying the credit at the end of the month. You have to pay for the events. You have to pay for the workers. You have to pay for your hotel because you're not home. All these people forget, they just see that beauty of a food truck out there. It has some expenses with it. And that's why you have to be very careful when you want to start this. It can end up to be a very, very consuming thing that takes just that. Of course, we do earn money. If we didn't, then why would I even quit my job to do it? There is money in it, but at the same time, there are a lot of expenses. And then remember, you're going to be doing a lot of things. You'll be the electrician in that truck, because sometimes things are not running well. And then you have to be able, you have to be like You have to endure a lot because maybe you have to drive to the north, maybe you have to go to another country. You are 4 5 hours on the highway pulling a truck. For me, I love it. You can't believe it. I just love it. But just for you to know, it's either you get into it and get a driver, you'll have to pay for the driver, or get into it wholeheartedly. Your dedication is needed. If you're not dedicated to this, it's something that you just saw maybe somebody doing and you thought, oh, she's doing it, I can do it. Remember, if you are getting into it with your husband, that's something different. If you have kids, you need somebody back home. It's something that you really have to weigh. Why are you getting into this business? Is it something you're doing because you just want to earn money? Because the food truck industry is something totally different with just earning money. It needs a lot of dedication, hard work, determination. It needs a lot of you that if you're just doing it for the sake of earning money, you might end up giving up. Guys, when you're away from home, you remember you have to wake up very early. When you're having events, it's something you have to wake up very early for you to set off and just know we are out, we are here for 3 days, we have to get. And sometimes, let me tell you another disadvantage. You get to an event where maybe the event planners never go to advertise it well. You know, when the planners never like did real marketing, guys, trust me, we've gone to events, you've invested like a lot, you come back with a minus. And the events you go, the event planners did a wonderful job. You go there and you just come back home and you can't wait to start counting those euros that you earned. You know, it's a give and take thing, but sometimes there's a lot of, I don't know how to put it, but just remember it needs more of you than more you'll want from it. You might eat from it later, but the very beginning you must be willing to invest a lot and just tell your whole you, I'm going to give my all in it. Guys, what I love most about street food and about food trucks, first of all, food on wheels. People come to us and we go to them. It depends. The location, this is also another, let me put it as a con and a pro. If you have a bad location, guys, trust me, you'll be there with your food all day long and you can believe me, nobody will buy. You need the location. When you have a good location, you're good to go. You know, a location where, you know, normally I say there is nothing that beats this feeling like when 20 people are just lining up waiting to come and get served. And there is nothing that is so annoying that me personally I don't like when you wait like 30 minutes, you haven't even seen one client, waiting for the next one another 20 minutes. And I would say now here street food comes in, because street food a lot of times you have people waiting to be served, and this is just the hammer point of it all, that people are just on the queue and they're just being served. You know, you're 2 3 people giving food and one is taking the money. This thing is so, I don't know, for me this is just I just feel like this is exactly what I've always wanted to do. Guys, if you want to get into the street food business, know first of all why you want to do this. Do you have a location? Are you ready for this? Are you willing to leave your loved ones and rock like you're on the road, you know, out of your comfort zone? Have you gotten a location? Is very important. When you have a good location, go for that credit and say, okay, I'm willing to do this. Before that, put your fingers away from that. It will tie you, really. You'll tie yourself completely. Before you realize you have to pay back the bank, you haven't paid your workers, you haven't gotten any money, and this is something that you're exactly waiting to get money to maybe pay your bills and even earn a living from. Guys, think about it well. I thought of segmenting this. I'm going to be talking about different things concerning the food truck, my journey with the food truck. We've gone through a lot, things that you need to have, things that you need to know, even about the registration, how to go about it, about food preservation, because in the food truck, this is not a place where you have all the space in the world. Of course, you have space. Like our second truck, the Jumbo, is pretty big. I can't compare to the first one, but you don't have all that space. How do you estimate food? How do you go about estimation? This is something also very important. And also another very important aspect is about the menu, how you create your menu. Because there is nothing so good like when, you know, I bought these vegetables, maybe 5 7 kilos, and you know, out of this, you're going to be making 3 4 different meals out of it for you to, because you also need revenue. It's not just about paying. You also need to earn some money. It's not about just people eating and eating. You also need to get something out of it all. And I think I would also speak about this, how to play this game safe, because you need to play it safe. If you don't, you'll realize at the end of the day, you've been away for 3 days, away from your loved ones, away from your bed. Me, I love my bed so much. And you came back home after 3 days and all you have is nothing. You paid the event planners, you paid your workers, or maybe even not. The worst part of it, there is nothing so bad like taking workers away from their comfort zone over the weekend. It's your business, it's your dream, it's your thing. But you took people and put them in, you employed them, and then they come back and you cannot even be able to pay them. There is nothing so bad like this. There's nothing so sucking like this, you know. So at the end of the day, you paid the event planners, customers came and ate, you paid everything you're supposed to do, you came back, you have nothing. You are not with your family, you never had anything that makes you happy apart from just being away from home. And I would like to speak about the menus, because even the way you build your menu, it will also help you to like do less and get more, at the same time make your customers happy. Because guys, trust me, especially if you're just located in one place, like you don't move from A to B, you are just in one place, you have to have that thing that is going to bring your clients back, customer retention. And it's not always only about customer service, also the food that you serve them. Because I know sometimes how much I'm looking forward to go to a certain place, because I know when I get there, the kind of food I'm going to get. You have that big hunger, and you know when I get to that truck, I'm going to get that burger with nice fries. Nothing beats that feeling, you know. And it's really important to know all this, and I'm going to check of how I'm going to bring this together, just to give you guys a rough idea if it's for you, or maybe a neighbor or even a friend who would like to get into the food truck industry, just for them to have a rough idea what they need to know, what they need to expect, and how to go about it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so happy, I'm so excited. I don't know how I'm going to be running this channel. Is it a weekly thing? Is it 2 times in a week posting videos? Is it once in a month? I'm still trying to strategize, but right now I'm going to come up with something that is going to be pleasant for everybody, that is going to make people want to watch. Because even me, I realized it's not everything that I want to watch. And if you just don't like what I do, don't mind even to write me, DM me. I wouldn't mind. And if you think there is something else that I could feature that you think maybe I could have gone through, I'm willing to do that. Just feel free and let me know. I'm a very open soul. I'm an open-minded person and ready for critics as we move 2021. There is no looking back. We're going to be moving forward ever, backward never. Guys, thank you so much for choosing to watch this. And thank you for supporting me. I really, really appreciate it. Have a very good evening and take care. Bye-bye.